The film begins by showing a private property, a luxurious house where everything is randomly distributed. The house is another disarray, indicating that something strange dirtier than we. Catch a glimpse of a dead body in the house's swimming pool. From there the action cuts to flashbacks to reveal what caused this mayhem. The property is owned by Catherine Carlyle, a breathtaking woman who works as a minor actress. She is married to Richard, a well-known actor who keeps busy with his career and has little to no free time. She lives alone in the house doing house chores and writing scripts. After sending the script to a producer, she goes outside to dispose of household trash. When she realizes her gardener hasn't arrived yet, when she returns, she receives a call on her phone from the gardening company informing her that the gardener assigned to her home is retired and a replacement will be appointed soon. Meanwhile, she hears the doorbell ring. She opens the door and the man introduces himself as Ben. He tells her that he is her new gardener and that he is only here today to see his workplace. Catherine shows him the lawn and informs him of the duties he must finish later. When she returns home, she discovers that the door has been locked. She becomes concerned, but Ben reassures her that he can assist her and open any kind of lock. He unlocks the door with a pin, leaving Catherine speechless. She asks Ben why her old gardener retired even though he wasn't very old, to which he responds that he had been arrested by police for committing a crime. Richard also gets home around noon. His lack of attention to Catherine because of his busy schedule hurts her. She showed him her written movie script over dinner. While reading, he receives a call, so he puts the script aside and attends to the call. The following morning, he departs early from home to go to work. Ben also arrives for his first day of work and begins working. He's approached by Catherine, who extends an offer for a drink. She offers him lemonade and thanks him for opening the door the day before. They both begin talking to each other. She informs him that she is an actress. Ben tells Catherine that while his profession is gardening, he is also a talented singer. He then begins to sing for her. Catherine finds it amusing and commends the man. Afterward, they both resume their jobs. Ben continues his gardening while Catherine works on her script. After a while, she asks Ben if he can fix the table and invites him inside. She then reads her script in front of him, which Ben admires. She offers Ben some money, but he declines it and storms off. In annoyance, Catherine follows him and inquires as to why he is so rude. Ben tells her that since he works here as a gardener and performs other tasks voluntarily, he will only accept his salary. He continues by saying that despite his poverty, he doesn't have a rapacious attitude towards money. She offers an apology and he accepts it. Richard returns home from work at night. Catherine tries to seduce him since she wants to be intimate, but he declines because he is exhausted from a long day at work and they have to join a play. Right now at the party, Catherine is fed up and has no enjoyment, but she is helpless to do anything about it. Like every morning, Richard gets up early to head to work. When Catherine steps outside into the yard, she hears loud music coming from a nearby house that has been vacant for months. She wonders who has joined her as her neighbor. In the meantime, Ben arrives at the house. She inquires as to whether he is aware that someone is currently residing in this house because loud music is emanating from it, then addresses the resident as Mr. Oates, who emerges from the window. He tells him to turn down the music's volume, then explains to her that he met that man yesterday because he recently purchased this home and moved in here. Ben continues by saying that Oates is a pretty nice man. Catherine says to bring him to her house so she can greet him. Ben does the same and calls him. They meet and Catherine asks him why he chose this house to live in. Oates responds to her by explaining that he has a job in the neighborhood and that this home is ideal for him since it is close to his current workplace. Catherine convinces him to stay and goes into the kitchen to prepare some snacks for him. After some time, Ben comes up to her in the kitchen to offer assistance. He inquires as to whether she loves her husband, to which she responds that she absolutely loves him. He then inquires as to her happiness with Richard, and she has never witnessed the two of them together. In response, Catherine says she loves him and is satisfied with him. In the following scene, we see Catherine dancing with Ben while Oates has entered the house and is watching them. They start to kiss each other deeply. Oates, who is watching everything, calls Ben. Following a statement from Ben, he leaves the house. Here, Ben is constantly giving Catherine wine to make her swoon. Finally, she declines to drink any more wine because she's already had a lot. She returns to dancing with Ben after putting the wine glass on the table. From here, the scene then cuts to a flashback from 2 days earlier. Ben and Oates enter a garage and threaten a man into giving them food and cash from. There it is evident that Ben and Oates are already familiar with one another, and that Ben is a skilled burglar rather than a gardener. After that, while sitting at a gas station, they spot a dazzling rich woman, none other than Catherine, and immediately decide to pursue her and loot her at the right time. They threaten a man with a car to follow her. They approach her home and examine it from every angle, where they observe her gardener at work. Ben dials the police, gives them her home address, and reports that an unauthorized person is broken into their private property. After that, they break into the empty home Oates is currently residing in. From there, they keep an eye on Catherine and Richard. After some time, the police arrive at the given address and apprehend the gardener for trespassing on someone else's property. Ben instructs Oates to call Catherine and inform her that her current gardener has retired and a replacement is on the way. Ben then introduces himself to her as her new gardener. This was their entire strategy, and it is about to be successful. When Oates called Ben while dancing, it was because he wanted to carry out their plan right away and loot the house, but Ben told him to leave as there was nothing important in the house other than Catherine, whom he planned to rape. After consuming too much alcohol, Catherine is about to swoon, so he takes her to her room and tells her everything, but the unconscious Catherine is unable to grasp anything. After that, Ben brings her with him to his home. There he tries to sexually abuse her but fails and walks out of the room, telling Oates to murder her because Oates isn't as vicious as Ben. He is unable to kill her and instead lets her go. In the meantime, Richard is at the airport calling Catherine to come pick him up, but she is not responding. When Ben learns that Oates hasn't killed Catherine, he brutally kills Oates and dashes behind Catherine to kill her as well. When he is about to kill her, Richard shows up and confronts him while they are both engaged in combat, and Ben has nearly overpowered Richard. Catherine shoots him, killing him instantly. So the dead bodies seen floating in the pool at the beginning of the film was Ben's, and that is where the film ends.